4 straight main events for you?
It is. It is. If not 4, then it's 5. So,
How does
I'm
that
keeping
kind
the
of
ball
thing
rolling.
feel? I mean, like that's when you do your first one, you're like, hey man, I've made it.
Yep.
2 in a row, it's like, all right, man, these guys dig me. And then when you're up to like 4 in a row,
The thing is, I'm steady getting better and steady my momentum going. So I knew once I got that first one that I was gonna make the most of that opportunity. Once I got the next one, I'm gonna make the most of that and the most after that. And this is no different. So after this, it's only prepping me for the big fights anyway. I prefer 5 rounds. I feel like I'm better in a 5-round fight, and the more experience I get, the better.
it must be easy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is all kind of the same thing. At the end of the day, the fighting is what matters. That's what I focus on. That's the only thing that this really kind of just give me a break. So I have fun with it. I enjoy it. It is what it is. The most thing I look forward to in doing these main events is that 5 rounds.
Does the fighting on the last big Fox card before the UFC jumps to another network mean anything to you?
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's huge. I said for a young kid like me coming from Detroit, I remember we only had 2, 4, 6, and 7, and now I get to headline one of the biggest promotions in the world, and it's a big honor for me. It's historic, but I'm taking it all in stride, and I'm taking it at the same, and I'm gonna show up on Saturday and put on a good show.
How will the Fox deal be remembered, and what are you expecting from the ESPN?
I think the Fox deal was huge for the sport. It really kind of got us mainstream for sure. I remember when it first was announced, I was still trying to get into the sport really, and that was the time I was like, oh, okay, this is really something big. And now with us moving on to ESPN, it's just gonna be something even bigger. So the good thing is, I feel like, the UFC started in 1993. Same year I was born, so I feel like I'm growing along with the sport, and it makes me excited for it.
How are you feeling just 3 days out, physically, mentally?
I feel like I'm in a good place. I'm happy. I'm still smiling. I got a weight cut coming ahead of me. I'm confident going into the weight cut. I'm even more confident going into the fight. So I'm enjoying myself. I got to sweat a little bit for the people, and show them some flash here and there. And I'm gonna leave it up to them to decide who they think gonna win. And then after Saturday, I'm gonna leave it for the rest of the world to decide who the real champion is.
Can you give us a number right now? I know everyone's going to ask you how's your weight.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know. Like even the UFC, they've been asking me. I had purposely not checked it just so I can avoid, because like if you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you a straight up answer. So I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm very confident.
From what you think you might be at, is it going better than usual, about the same?
Yeah, I've hired a new nutritionist for this camp that works with George Lockhart, Tyler Mitten. He's been with me for over a week now and cooking every one of my meals and really staying by my side. And he's kind of been the one scheduling it, and he's doing everything. And he's been doing this for a long time with guys like Daniel Cormier and all these great champions that he's worked with. So I'm confident. It's going to be a breeze either way, but this makes it even easier.
Do you almost regret not hiring Tyler sooner?
In hindsight, I guess that's maybe, but you only grow through experience. So I wouldn't have known if I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Earlier this week on Monday, on the MMA Hour, you said you wanted to send Al back to the prelims.
Yeah.
Al kind of just shook it off, saying there's no issue between you, you're just building the fight. Is there an issue, or is that just building the fight?
It's not necessarily me and him just don't mesh together. We just don't, we just two different types of people. I just don't like his style. I don't like, I just don't dig him too much. So I feel like his voice is already big enough. The world needs no more Al Iaquintas. So I'm doing a good job of booting his ass up out of here.
Seems to be on your side with trying to make people forget about Max jumping up to lightweight and kind of skipping the line.
I feel like most fighters, if you ask them that, they all gonna say that. Just because, let's get back to the sporting aspect of this. That's what I want to see the UFC get to is, back to the competition, back to the real sport of it. When you got guys like win one fight and then all of a sudden, jump up into a super fight and all that, that's not how you build real champions. And it's really, to be honest, it's unfair for Max. Max is somebody I got a lot of respect for. He set the bar real high last week. And it's unfair for him to even ask him to compete with guys like me. I'm just too big, too strong, and it's just not going to go the way that people think it is.
Was it too late? You talk about you don't want to see the UFC go in that direction. I mean, Doesn't it feel like it's already there, kind of?
You know, it's eras to everything. You know, it's periods of everything. You had to have that time where there was these big super fights and everybody wanted to be in a money fight and a super fight and all this. But again, it's periods. You know, you have to build up to those things. So I think I look in things in a different terms than other people. I'm looking at this for the very long term. I said it years ago I was going to be here, and I'm going to be here for a long time. So I'm looking very long term, not just, you know, how much money I can make right now.
They said GSP was coming back and he was coming back to 170. They wanted you to fight him.
I don't know. Now we talking a different game. You know what I mean? Now we talking something else. I called for that George fight a minute ago, and I feel like it could have still been done. You know, we could have headlined Madison Square Garden and made it a big deal. You know, George just don't want to take no challenges. So what can I say? I can't, you know, I've been as respectful as I can to the man while still asking for the fight. He just don't see what I'm seeing. You know, if he was a real champion, he would have took them challenges, just like Anderson Silva's doing now. Go back, fight somebody of the new generation, and really see where you stand. But we'll see. We'll see how they go.
It's going on 5 years since you fought Al the first time. Everything completely different now. You just throw the first one out.
Yeah, I don't even really look at that fight anymore as really a building block. It's like I'm a completely different fighter. I've had 12 fights since then and taken on much bigger challenges, and I feel like I'm getting better and better each fight. And Al is just another stepping stone into that. He's a tough guy. He can keep pushing forward even when he's getting hurt, battered, bloody, bruised. He's going to put on a good show for Fox, and that's all that matters.
In your open workout just now, you did a kicking contest for the fans for the free tickets. Were you nervous at all? Did you have your fingers crossed as they were kicking you, making sure they don't kick the wrong spot?
I mean, you know, yeah, we don't want no low blows around here. You know, that's just something you can't control. But, you know, kicking a body, like, you know, this body is rock solid. It ain't moving nowhere. So they could have took all day. Ain't no speaker wires taking me out. Ain't no none of that. I'm too young. I'm too light on my feet to be tripping over wires and getting kicked by little kids and shit. You know, I'm world class over here.